Welcome to the Provider Directory training video for regional centers. This video is designed to provide you with a visual demonstration of the most common actions to be taken in the Provider Directory, including login, homepage orientation and navigation, view change requests, approve or reject a change request, add comments or attachments, search, sort, and export your vendor information. The data shown in this demonstration is purely illustrative and does not correspond to real individuals or their personal information. To access the Provider Directory login page, open a browser and type this URL into your search bar and click Enter. You will be automatically logged in. Upon login, you will be viewing the Provider Directory homepage as shown. In this view, you will note the pending approval table and 6 tabs across the top of the page. The 6 tabs across the top of the page provide you with the most important tables for your role in the Provider Directory. Let's get familiar with the tables that are available to you in the navigation pane. Starting on the far left, Pending Approvals. This table displays a list of all submitted cases or request items with major changes that require the Regional Center to either approve or reject the case or request item. Completed Major Cases. This table displays a list of cases submitted with major changes and processed by the Regional Center. Completed Minor or Insignificant Cases includes a list of cases submitted with minor or insignificant changes. This case type is automatically approved. There is no action for the Regional Center to take in the directory. All Cases. This table displays a list of all cases inclusive of all approval states, such as requested. Case Historic Approvals. This table displays a list of all cases with a status of closed, which results from a service provider submitting a minor or no change case, or a Regional Center approving or rejecting a case. PD Vendor Records. This table shows a list of all vendors from the 21 regional centers who are invited to register for the Provider Directory. Request items that were closed before the transition to case can be viewed in a vendor's record accessible via this tab. For a more detailed outline of case change types and statuses highlighted in this table, please see Section 1.2 of the Regional Center Training Guide available on the Provider Directory website. Each time that you log into the Provider Directory, you will land on the Pending Approvals table. In the Service Provider portal, a vendor record is referred to as a confirmation. Each submitted confirmation is categorized, no change, minor change, or major change, and each submitted confirmation generates an ID. There are 2 possible IDs, a case number, shown here and beginning with EXVN, or a request item number, identified here with RITM at the beginning. RITM was used to track submitted vendor confirmations, including change requests. However, Provider Directory transitioned from request item number to case number. RITMs may be part of a vendor's historical record, depending on the date that the vendor began submitting confirmations. As I previously mentioned, each submission confirmation is categorized as one of 3 change request types: no change, minor change, or major change. No change means the service provider approved the record as it was presented. The confirmation is automatically approved and no notifications are generated. Minor change means that the service provider made an edit to organization type, service location, phone number, service location email, or designated point of contact. If only fields qualified as minor were edited, the record is automatically approved and a notification will be sent to the provider. Major change means that the service provider made an edit to federal tax ID, service location street, city, state, or zip. The case will be reviewed by the Regional Center and an approval or rejection decision will be rendered. A notification will be sent to the provider and Regional Center when the case is submitted, and the provider will receive a notification when the Regional Center has made a decision. Now that you have an understanding of change types and case IDs, let's take a look at a record. From the pending approvals, click the link for the case. The vendor's information is listed on this screen and can be grouped into 3 sections. The first category is change summary. The next is the original data fields, starting with vendor reference and going down until you see the word change. So through service codes, these are the change data fields to validate. So change organization type through change point of contact. These are the fields that the service provider has the ability to edit. Although a service provider can make a change to any field designated change, only those considered major will trigger a review by the regional center. If you continue scrolling down the page, you'll come to the activity stream for existing vendorization. This section of the screen provides you with some information about the creation of the case and the change that was made that qualifies as major. Only major field changes will be reported in the activity stream. You'll also note that there's some comments and attachments in this activity stream. We will discuss that later in the video. If you're at the top of the page and would like to see the summary in the activity stream, click the Options button to collapse the screen and bring that section up to the top. In the top section of the Approval Request screen are 3 fields that provide a short summary of the case. After the original confirmation, that is the first submission in the provider directory, is submitted and the case or request item is closed, these fields report changes made in the active case. So if you see yes in the post-confirmation type address change field, that means the service provider made a change to one or more of the following fields: service location, street, city, state, zip code. If you see yes in the post-confirmation type business info field, that means the service provider made a change to one or more of the following fields: organization type, service location, phone number, service location, email address, point of contact, tax ID. If you see yes in the major change field, that means the service provider made a change to one or more of the following fields: tax ID, service location, street, city, state, zip code. Now that you know how to access and view changes made to a vendor's record, you are nearly ready to make an approval or rejection decision. The provider directory has 4 decision options. Let's review them. There are 2 approval and 2 rejection decision options. Approved with no modifications is straightforward. Approve the major change as submitted. Approve with modifications. You approve the major change as submitted and act outside of the provider directory following existing regional center procedures. An example may be that the major change may impact the provider's record, such as program director, administrator, staffing, credentials, and licensing. Follow-up is needed. Reject with corrections needed. You reject the major change as submitted and prescribe changes to be made using comments within the provider directory. Major changes signal information or changes needed. The information does not match the record on file, such as a disclosure, a contract amendment, or program design could be affected. The last is rejected. Please contact the regional center. You reject the major change. This might be a case where the major change impacts vendorization. Please note, when this reject response is selected, the data record will be locked and no additional changes can be submitted. Please use this option only if locking the record is required. When you log into the provider directory, you land on the pending approval page. Select a submitted confirmation by clicking the link. Review the contents of the case, and you can leverage the tools that we've discussed to review the sections and the information presented in the activity summary below. So I click that, we'll be able to see the major change submitted. When you're ready to make the decision, go over here to the RC response, and you have 4 choices to choose from. For this demonstration, let's use approved with modifications. You'll get a notice that the case has been approved. When you return to the pending approvals table, you'll notice that the record has been removed. You can go into completed major cases to locate it. Use the sort feature by clicking number. And ours was 1409. You can see it here listed. It's been approved. You'll be able to find it here in all cases. And I can use the sort feature to locate the file. I also can use keyword search. I'll go ahead and enter our case number 1409, and here you go. There's a record of it. The same keyword search appears in historic case approvals and can be leveraged in the same manner. Let's process another record. From the pending approvals table, click the link for an individual confirmation record. Again, you'll get the list of information about the provider and the change that they're submitting. Again, you get the section for change as well as the summary of changes in the activity stream. Go back again to the RC response choices. This time we're not happy with the change. We're going to make a reject with corrections needed choice. Click the reject button. You'll get a notification at the top of the screen, and you'll get a new comment box. Identify what needs to be changed. When you're finished making the comment, click the reject button again. When you turn to the home screen, you'll note that it's removed from pending approvals. If you go to all cases, type the case number into the keyword search. Here is the current case. It has been rejected and has a close date. This record will be returned to the service provider's homepage for resubmission. The comment that you made to what needs to change before resubmission is attached to this individual case. Both you and the service provider can open the activity stream to find that information, and then they will be able to return to the homepage of their My Vendorizations and resubmit. To add comments or attachments, click the desired link from the appropriate tab. If opening a case on the Pending Approval tab, the Approval Request screen will populate. Click the Options button to shrink the page and bring up the activity stream. And then you'll note here that you have a place to enter a message and a paperclip to be able to add attachments. You see that I added a comment about confirming the street address since they made a change from Reading to Chico. To add an attachment, you can click on Add Attachment and choose to upload a file. You'll see that the document was uploaded and added to the activity stream. The process for adding a comment or attachment to non-pending cases is very, very similar. Please note that there are no notifications for comments and attachments added to non-pending cases. Earlier in the video, I showed you how to use keyword search to find a case. Keyword search is a powerful tool that enables you to search one or more criteria. Let's use an example from all cases. There are 24 cases in this tab. I am concerned with the records for Rodney Test Provider. When I click search, the list is condensed to only Rodney Test Provider cases. If I would like to identify which are in an approved status, Using 2 filter criteria has limited my list to 3 cases. Keyword search is available in all tabs except for pending approvals. Keyword search is in PD vendor records, so we can search the vendor name, we can search the vendor ID, and we can search for information within a singular vendor. Let's look up one of my vendors. When I click into the vendor record, you'll note that I have multiple submitted records. If I would like to quickly identify which one is in the requested status, I can use the keyword search to identify it. When I click into the case number, you'll note that it is at a state of open, which corresponds with the requested status. Earlier in the video, I sorted case numbers in the completed major case table to quickly locate the case number that we approved. Sort can be used for any column. Click the column label for contents to be sorted ascending or descending. Click name. You'll note that everything has been sorted alphabetically. And the caret indicates whether or not it is ascending or descending. This is ascending. If I click it again, it'll reverse to descending. Data contained in a table can be exported. Choose a table from the navigation pane. Locate the hamburger icon in the top left corner to expose the 2 options: export as Excel and export as CSV. The information will be downloaded. When I open the file, you'll see that the data has been downloaded into an XLS file. This concludes the visual demonstration of the most important features and capabilities of the provider directory for the Regional Center Approver. Several tools to support the learning process can be accessed on the DDS website at this web address. They include a step-by-step training guide and frequently asked questions. Please direct questions and feedback about Provider Directory to providerdirectory@dds.ca.gov.